Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening. Hope you had a lovely weekend and looking forward to a nice week ahead. Our theme for today's practice is unite. So we're going to just work on uniting our mind with our body through our breath. So bringing the whole of our being into one. So let's dip in and out of that throughout the practice. As always, throughout the practice, listen to your body. Only do what feels right for you today. So let us begin our practice lying down. Making yourself nice and comfortable on your mat. Allowing the body to relax and soften. Giving yourself permission to slow down. Letting go of your day and everything that's going on in your world. Letting go of all your roles, responsibilities, labels. Just bringing yourself to your mat. To spend this time uniting your body with your mind through your breath. And bringing a stillness to your body, a stillness to your feet, to your legs, stillness to your glutes and pelvis, to the whole back of your body, your arms and hands, the whole front of your body, your head, your face. Total stillness in your body and stillness in your mind. The only movement is the movement of your breath, and your focus is on your breath. Noticing yourself inhaling and exhaling. Just observing the body as it breathes. Beginning to count your breath as you inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and inhale. And continuing like that. Taking 3 more breaths. And then when you're ready, bending your knees, rolling over onto your side to come and sit. Sitting, if you have a block or a book, you can sit on that. Sitting with your legs crossed, up nice and tall, lengthening through your spine, having your ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And raising the head up, looking to the ceiling for a breath. And then bowing the head for a breath. And coming back to center, turning it all the way to the left for a breath. And all the way to the right for a breath. And coming back to the center, letting the head drop over to the left. As you're exhaling, really feel into the stretch, like you're breathing into it. And coming back through center to take it over to the right. And coming back to the center again, drawing those shoulders up to the ears, pushing them back and dropping them down. And again, up and back and down. And one more time, up and back and down. And then let's take a little twist to the left. So remember, we're turning from our belly button as we rotate around. Taking 2 more breaths here. With each exhale, just feeling that twist deepen a little further. And coming back to center, taking a breath here to settle. And then let's take that twist to the right. And then again, letting the breath work with the pose. So you're uniting both your body and your breath. And back to the center again for a breath. And then making our way onto all fours, the tabletop. Having those shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, feet straight out behind you. Keeping it active as you press away from the mat. Engaging that core. And let's do a couple of cat-cows here. Again, really moving with your breath. So everything is connected. Exhaling through to your cat. And then inhaling into your cow. And once more. And coming back to stillness. Curling those toes, pushing the hips back to the heels as you drop the knees and make your way up into your downward dog. Slowly pedaling those legs, just allowing the legs to begin to warm up and stretch. Pushing back with the hips lengthening through the spine. And when you're ready, coming to your point of stillness, taking a breath here. And then walking the feet up to meet the hands and coming up to stand. And as you're standing here, just checking in with the feet that they are hip width apart, pointing straight forward. Standing up nice and tall, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Lengthening through the body so you're standing as tall as you can. And then let's raise those arms up, palms together, raising the gaze. Taking another breath here. Looking to the center. Inhaling here. And exhaling into a left bend. Inhaling back to upright. Exhaling to a right bend. Inhaling back to upright. Exhaling to a left bend. And inhaling back to upright. Exhaling to a right bend. Continuing on with this. Once more on each side. And coming back to center, bringing the hands down onto the hips. And let's do big circles with those hips. With the pelvis getting nice, big round circle. And then taking it in the opposite direction. And coming back to center, raising the right arm up as you inhale. Exhale over to the left. Inhaling, switching arms. Exhaling, bending to the right. And continuing on like that. Once more on each side. And coming back to center with your hands on your hips, drawing your gaze up to the ceiling and bringing it into a nice deep back bend, your chest looking upwards. It's up to you if you want to hold your head up a little bit or if you want to let it go back, whatever you're comfortable with. And then let the arms drop down to just give that extra bit of weight to help with the back bend. And back to upright. Good. And from here, we're going to do a sun salute on each side. We'll do one breath for each pose. And yeah, let's see how we get on. Folding forward. And halfway lift. Folding forward again. As you exhale, just getting a little deeper into the pose. Through to your low lunge. And then taking it into your plank. Let's hold the plank for 3. And then bringing yourself down on your knees and feet, elbows in as your chest comes down and then your belly. And drawing up as you inhale into your baby cobra. Exhaling here. And pushing on up through your tabletop into your downward dog for 3 breaths. Then stretching out that right leg, stepping it through for your low lunge. And into your forward fold. Coming all the way up. And other side, sweeping down, forward fold. Halfway lift or lengthen the spine. And forward fold again. Stepping that left leg back. Low lunge. And through to your plank for 3 breaths. Keeping that softness in the elbows. Nicely engaged core. And coming down, knees and feet. Chest and belly through to your back bend. And pushing on up to your downward dog. Two more breaths here, really feeling that breath as it moves through your body. And raising up the left leg, stepping it through. Low lunge. and into your forward fold. Bending the knees, coming all the way up, bringing those hands into prayer at the chest, taking a breath. And then from here, let's switch the weight into this right leg and draw the left leg up, holding on to your shin, flexing that left foot. Standing up nice and tall, keeping those ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And then if you can, go directly from here into your tree pose, or if you prefer, let the foot come down onto the mat. So whatever is working for you today. Finding your tree pose, keeping that knee at a right angle. Letting the hands come up over the head, maybe open them out. One more breath here. Bringing those hands back down into prayer as you let the foot come down, toes together, heels a little apart, bending the knees, pushing the hips back to come into your chair pose and taking a twist to the left. One more breath here. Coming back through center to come up to stand. Let's take it on the other side. So shifting the weight into that left leg as you draw the right leg up, holding onto the shin, flexing that right foot, finding that alignment. And then connecting with your body. Feeling that breath work its way through your body. One more breath if you can. And then taking it from here into your tree pose. Hopefully a little more elegantly than I did. And raising the arms up, opening them out. Engaging that core with the exhale. And drawing the hands down into prayer as you let that right foot come down, toes together, heels slightly apart, coming into your chair pose, taking the twist to the right. Trying to stack the shoulders on top of each other. One more breath. And then coming back to stand upright and step it out to the long side of the mat into a star pose, softening the shoulders. One more breath here. And then hinging at the hips as you fold forward into a nice deep forward fold. Holding on to the ankles.
One more breath. And bending the knees, coming up to stand, rotating on this right foot, bending the right knee so it comes over the ankle, turning that left foot inwards slightly as we come into our warrior two. Engaging that core with each exhale. And one more breath here, softening the shoulders. Then letting this left hand, the back hand, come down onto the back of the thigh, turning the right palm upwards, drawing it up over the head, and then just rotate the body around as you gaze up at the palm. One more breath here. Lowering the hand, we're going to swivel on this back foot, coming up onto the toes. So we turn around, our hips are now square. You might want to step the right foot across a little bit further if you want. And raise the arms up, high lunge. One more breath here. And then lowering that back foot down towards the mat for warrior two, or warrior one. If you find that's too much of a stretch, you can just hop the foot forward a little bit. Warrior one, squaring up those hips, softening the shoulders. Two more breaths, keeping that knee over the ankle. Let the arms come down by your side, gazing upwards. Getting a nice back bend. And then from here, as you fold at the hips, bring the hands down onto the mat, shifting the weight into that right foot, raise the left leg up, keeping the hands down on the mat. One more breath here. And then letting that left foot come down, heels lined up with each other as you come back into your star pose. And then rotating this left foot, knee over ankle, turning the right foot in slightly, coming into your warrior two on the other side. Softening those shoulders. Having the whole front of the body open. One more breath. And then from here, let's draw that right hand down onto the back of the thigh, turning the left hand over, following the palm with your gaze. And once you do this, rotating the rib cage towards the left for reverse warrior. Keeping that front knee bent. Letting that left hand come down as we step the right foot across. You're on the toes of that right foot, raising the arms up, high lunge. And letting the heel drop down, bringing it into your warrior one, really feeling that stretch on the back leg, breathing into it. Dropping the hands down, raising the gaze, nice little back bend here. Hips are still square. Knees still over ankle. And then coming to upright, coming forward over the left leg as you raise the right leg up. One more breath here. And stepping that right foot down, coming back up into a star. Rotating this right foot so it points to the front with the left foot just swiveling on it, so we're in a high lunge again on this side, and maybe step it across a bit if you're wobbly like me. Raise the arms up past the ears and just fold a little at the hips. So you're hovering here, almost like you're making a diagonal line from your fingers to your heel. From here, let the hands come down onto the mat and let that back knee come down, the left knee come down. As you bring the hands into prayer and take a twist to the right. That left elbow against the outside of the right leg. And then from here, curling the toes and raising the knee up. Let the left hand come down, raise the right arm up past your ear, getting a really nice stretch. And one more breath here. And then bringing those arms out into airplane. Bringing the hands down onto the mat, shifting the weight once again into that right leg. Step the right hand out to the side of the right leg and just turn the foot sideways so that your hips are stacked on top of each other. And then draw that left hand up either onto the hip or all the way up for a half moon. One more breath here. Bringing the hand down. Let that left leg come back down onto the mat. And step it back into a downward dog. One more breath here. And then stretch the left leg back and step it through. Bending that left knee so it's over the left ankle. You're on the toes of your right foot. And letting those arms come up past your ears. Then letting that right knee come down onto the mat, palms together, and taking a twist as you let that right elbow come to the back of the left leg. Curling the toes of that right foot as you raise the knee up. And then letting the right hand come down onto the mat, let that left arm come up past the ear. Breathing into it. And bringing those arms out into their airplane. Oh, good old strengthening of that left leg. And one more breath. Letting the hands come down as you shift the weight into that left leg, drawing up the right leg, turning that right foot sideways so we stack the hips, draw the right arm up for your half moon. And bringing that right hand down, stepping the leg back as we step back into downward dog. Two more breaths here. And then coming down onto your knees, making your way down to sit on your mat with your legs out, nice and long. Toes pointing upwards, hands either side of your hips as we sit up really tall, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Close your eyes. Observe your breath. Now as you're exhaling, drawing up the pelvic floor, belly button in and up. Really feeling that union of the breath, bringing together the body and the mind. And from here, folding forward. Again, staying connected to the breath. Each exhale just helping you get a little bit deeper. One more breath. And making your way back up to sit, bringing the hands behind you with the fingers pointing towards your hips. And we're going to lift the hips up into an upward plank. Taking 3 breaths here, keeping the hips up nice and high. And coming back to sit nice and tall once again. Feeling the vertebrae grow as you breathe. And bending the knees, hugging the shins, rounding the spine. And then bringing the hands down as you lower yourself down onto your mat, keeping the knees bent. And lifting up into a bridge here, activating the feet as you press into the mat and raise those hips up. And lowering down onto the mat, hugging those knees into the chest, swaying from side to side. And coming to stillness, let the hands come down onto the mat as you extend the legs up, soles of the feet looking at the ceiling. And just allow the legs to hover here. One more breath. And bringing those feet back down onto the mat, arms in a T, letting the knees fall over to the left, gaze to the right. If you have the space, you can open the legs to straight at that right angle. Allowing the upper body to just snugly adapt. And when you're ready, taking it over to the other side. And then when you're ready, coming back to center, hugging those knees into the chest again as you gently rock from side to side. And when you're ready, coming to stillness, let those legs come out long, feet flopping out to the side, palms facing upwards, softening the body. Letting go your toes, the soles of your feet. Letting go the tops of your feet. Your heels and ankles. Letting go your calves and your shins. The backs of your knees and the fronts of your knees. The backs of your thighs and the fronts of your thighs. The whole of your legs, just let it go. Letting go your glutes and your pelvis. The whole back of your body and your shoulder blades. Letting go the front of your body, chest and shoulders. Your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, backs of your hands, palms of your hands, and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And think about your day and something positive that happened during your day. And let your heart fill with gratitude for that moment. then let your attention go to your breath as you inhale through your nose into your belly, pause, and then exhale. And imagine you're walking through a forest. Looking up at the trees covering your head, down at your feet and the trail. Notice all the sights around you. Listen to the sounds. Notice the smell of the trees. And then you see a clearing up ahead. You can hear the babbling of a stream. Find a place to sit beside the stream, observing the sounds, the sights, and the smells around you, and spend a little time here.